Hey guys, it's Britt, and it's day 3 of me feeling like total and utter crap. I am going to talk about the first book in the Song of Ice and Fire series written by George R. R. Martin, A Game of Thrones. If you've been following me, you know that this is my favorite TV show of all time, and I've read the books, I've read them all, but I haven't reviewed any of them on my channel. I'm going to attempt to sum this up as best I can in 5 minutes or less, but it's really complicated. So we've got a bunch of these families or houses. The first book mainly focuses on House Targaryen, House Stark, House Baratheon, and House Lannister. Now the Starks, this whole entire world is known as Westeros. And the Starks are the ones that live in the north. They live in Winterfell. The Baratheons and the Lannisters live in King's Landing, which, as you can imagine, that's where the royal family lives. And the Targaryens, they have joined via marriage with the Dothraki, who are a nomadic people, and they're known as they're kind of, to outsiders, they're like savages, kind of like how the Native Americans were perceived by Americans, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so Ned Stark is the main head honcho of House Stark. He is married to Catelyn Tully Stark, and they have a bunch of children, and Ned has a bastard whose name is Jon Snow. He is not a Stark because he is a bastard, and whenever a bastard is born in Westeros, they take on a surname of the region that they were born in. So it snows a lot in Winterfell, so Jon gets the surname Snow, and he decides that he's never going to be accepted by the Stark family fully, so he decides to become a member of the Night's Watch, which is kind of the Knights of the Realm. And they guard this giant wall, this ice wall, and they protect it from White Walkers, which are these creatures made of ice, and they are very, very difficult to kill. They're very problematic throughout the series. Anyway, Ned Stark and Robert Baratheon are best friends. They want to join their houses together. So what Robert suggests is that Ned's eldest daughter, Sansa, and his eldest son, Joffrey, become betrothed so they can get married and their houses will be joined because they're best friends and they just really love each other. So Robert decides to name Ned Hand of the King, which is his main guard, his bodyguard. But to do that, he has to leave Winterfell to go to King's Landing. He originally tries to turn it down, but after talking with his wife, Catelyn, he decides, yeah, I'll go to King's Landing. The Joffrey and Sansa get betrothed, and chaos ensues. There's a lot going on here. Okay, so a few years ago, Ned's sister Lyanna, she died. Robert was originally betrothed to Lyanna, but since she died, he got married to Cersei Lannister. The Lannisters are one of the richest houses in all of Westeros, and they don't have a happy marriage. Actually, Cersei and her twin brother Jaime are in incestual cahoots, and one of Ned's sons stumbles upon them having sex, and Jaime pushes Bran, his son, out a window, crippling him for life. He gets put into this coma, and they're not sure if he wakes up, but eventually he does wake up. And so Ned's in King's Landing, and Cersei is not happy with Robert. So they've never had a happy marriage. And okay, so she wants to get rid of Ned Stark, but Robert wants to eradicate the Targaryen family completely because he blames the Targaryens for Ned's sister's death. And Ned doesn't agree with that. You find out a little bit more later why that is, because that's a major spoiler and I don't want to spoil it here. But anyway, chaos ensues in King's Landing, and Robert ends up dying during a hunting incident. And Joffrey, his eldest son, who was a little brat, becomes the king. And if just something really bad happens, that escalates this story. Alright, guys. I know I've left a lot out, but I can only say so much in 5 minutes or less about Game of Thrones. I highly recommend that you guys check it out. And until next time, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.